Hi, it's Sarah here again from Thriving Solo, and today I just want to have a little chat with you about how a simple business plan can make all the difference and take you from feeling overwhelmed to being booked out. So, how can we actually get from one position to the other? A business plan might sound quite intimidating to start with. You've trained to help clients to be able to give them the clinical help that they need. But the business side might be a little bit overwhelming at times, too much admin, too many things to think about. And the business plan probably sounds a little bit too much for a single person business where you're the clinician and doing all the admin as well. But believe me, a simple business plan can help you be able to track where you are, where you're going, and know when you've got there. It doesn't have to be complicated to start with. It doesn't have to be complicated at any time, but especially at the beginning, let's start simple and we can build it up as we go along. And the business plan is made up of many different parts, really. So it doesn't have to be a single document. Your business plan can come from lots of different documents, and that's how we will build it up as we go along. But for now, just know you're not alone. It's something that you might feel very alone as a solopreneur, but I'm here to help you and help you get started. So one of the reasons that we need a business plan, or one of the ways it can help us, is that often we feel like we've got too many tasks, mainly the non-clinical tasks. We don't mind the clinical appointments, those are what we're there for, but it can get a little bit overwhelming when we've got all of the other work to do as well, be the bookkeeper, be the cleaner, etc. And it can seem like there's endless paperwork. So that's how a business plan can help us go along. So my first degree actually was in business studies. My second degree was the acupuncture one. But my first degree was in business studies. And I also studied business processes for the audit work that I did before retraining as an acupuncturist. So when I did my degree in acupuncture, I had plenty of space to focus on the clinical skills that I needed for my acupuncture clinic going forward. But you don't need to have that background, that business studies degree. You don't need to know that much about business processes. We're going to set them up as we go along, and I'm here to help you. I don't need to teach you the clinical skills. I'm here to help you with the business side of things. So what is a business plan? It's just a short written plan with what your goals are, how you're going to reach them, and how you'll know when you get there by measuring them along the way. It doesn't have to be complicated. As I say, there's 4 essentials really: who you help, what you offer, how you're going to find clients, and what you need to earn. It doesn't have to be a fancy document. Unless you're actually going for financing, you don't really need to share this with other people. This is something for your help and being able to run your business along the way. So it's something that needs to work for you. And success is about clarity, not complexity. So really, the simpler your business plan is, the more you'll follow it and the more you'll be able to grow with it. A simple business plan helps you to prioritise what matters so that you don't get bogged down in the weeds. It gives you a path to show you how to fill your appointment slots without being at the clinic 100% of the time. It helps you spot which tasks aren't helping you and ditch them or farm them out to somebody else. And it shows you which ones are working and therefore are worth doubling down on. It helps to make your marketing much less random. You know who you want to attract and how you want to reach them. And it gives you a simple way of tracking what's working and what isn't, instead of simply guessing. So what does a simple business plan look like in real life? A weekly plan that's realistic shows you what clients you've got booked in. It lets you know what your money goals are and if they feel doable. And it doesn't have to be difficult. If budgeting makes you want to hide away, we're going to keep it simple. It provides marketing that matches your strengths. So the marketing could just be gentle email reminders. You don't have to go on TikTok if that's not your scene. If it is, great, go for it. The main thing that it's doing is letting you track steady bookings, and therefore you worry less about where the next client is coming from. It provides you with more headspace and time to care for your clients, which is what you're there for in the first place. Or it gives you time to be able to take a proper lunch break. So what are the steps to creating your own simple business plan? I'd recommend that you block out an hour if you haven't done this already. As part of my acupuncture degree course, we had to write a business plan as one of our assignments, but I know that not everybody will have had this as part of their training. If you happen to have had it as part of your training, it's worth getting that document out and dusting it off, because it'll give you a starting point. If you never did it in the first place, don't worry, we're just going to need this hour of quiet time. I always used to do my business planning the first hour on Monday morning at the beginning of the week, but do what suits you, do what suits your energy levels, and make it work for you. So we're going to start with basics. So who are your ideal clients and what do they need? It's very tempting, especially in the beginning, to say that it's everybody who needs your services. But you want to target your marketing at those clients that you want to see, at the ones that you know that you can help, and you know that you've got the skills to be able to help them. For myself, I was targeting women aged 55 to about 75 that were wanting pain relief. As an acupuncturist, I could provide prescriptions, point prescriptions, using my needles to help relieve pain. And I knew that the area that I lived in had a high concentration of my audience, people of that age. You may choose to work with younger people, with working people. That might be something that you need to think around. My audience were primarily retired, so therefore there wasn't so much of a problem in trying to fit them into a busy schedule, work my schedule around theirs. But that's something that you might have to consider. So start with your basics. Who are your ideal clients and what do they need? Write down the key services that you offer. So for myself, it was acupuncture tailored to their condition, but also I provided cupping sessions for those that were perhaps a little bit less confident about having needles stuck in them. Decide the top 2 ways that you're going to find clients, but keep it simple. For myself, I started with an open day for people to come and see my clinic and ask questions, and I worked ways to be a guest speaker at local community groups. So, wherever my audience was gathering together in local communities, I offered to go and speak for free. So that gave me a way to market my services to them. Very important, you need to set your income target. What do you need each week to be able to feel less anxious? And make a list of weekly tasks, both clinic tasks and admin, that you'll stick to. I'd recommend at this point choosing just one easy tool to track both bookings and income, or separately track bookings and income. It doesn't matter if it's one system or two. It can be as simple as a spreadsheet or a diary. Either way works. I found that a diary wasn't so helpful because people are always changing appointments, so you get a lot of crossings out. So therefore I found a spreadsheet was much better for me. I actually decided to go with a simple platform, all-in-one platform. I started with a system called Fresher, which allowed me to monitor my bookings and the income as I went along. And then I migrated to Jane at a later point. So those are the main things that we want to record. We want to know how many appointments we've had and how much income we've had as basics to start with. And we're going to revisit this plan monthly. We're going to tweak it as we grow. And don't worry about getting it absolutely spot on to start with. We're going to need to amend it as we go along, and you'll find out what works for you. Don't forget that if it feels a little bit silly or strange doing this to start with because you're just a one-person business, it's not. It's something that you don't have to share with other people. You can hide it away. It's just for you. I do encourage you to share in the comments below if you've got any questions. This really is just a summary of what I'm talking about over on my website, The Accidental Healthcare Business Owner. So please come and join me there for a few more details. And as I say, we're going to round this out and fill it in as we go along, but let's start simple with something that is sustainable. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.